Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 7th grade concept of attributes of similarity. This is standard 7.5a in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 39 off the 2017 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and then we will look at our answers together. So Mr. Ortiz using similar triangles. So that's our only clue as to what we're doing here. Similar triangles to make a design. So which statement about the triangles in the design must be true? So the word similar is our keyword here, and it doesn't show up on a answer document, doesn't show up on the mathematics chart, formula chart. There's no definition here. So we just really need to clue in on this word similar. So let's just look at our answer selections here and eliminate the ones that are incorrect, and we'll figure out what similar means. So they are the same size and same shape. Well, that is not true, because this is something we've learned since the 4th grade. It's got a different word, and that's congruent. So when we've got two shapes that are exactly the same size, so I'll draw you an example here. So let's say I've got a square and I'm going to try to draw the other one exactly the same. Those are congruent squares. The only interesting thing we do really with those, since they're the exact same, is we will flip them or rotate them, translation, rotation, reflection, but really that's congruent. So we're really not looking at congruent because since those are congruent, it's not going to have another word similar that's going to mean the exact same thing. So B, they are the same size but different shapes. So let me try to draw that for us here. So let me say I've got this square right here, and I don't know, I'll just draw a circle. I guess they're about the same size, but they're different shapes. But if they're the same size and different shapes, then they really have no relationship with each other. There's not even a word for this. If there's a word for this, I don't know what it is. But if they're different shapes, that just means they're just different shapes, and you're not doing anything. There's no relationship. They're not congruent. They're not similar. There's nothing between those two because of those different shapes. So it's not A, it's not B. So look at C and D. They have corresponding angles, and they have corresponding sides that are congruent. So we are going to use this term, but let's see what both of those look like. All right, so corresponding angles that are congruent. So let me draw, I'll just go back to this square, right? Since a square is kind of easy, all 4 sides are always the same length. All right, so this shape has got 4 right angles. It's a square. And I'm going to draw just a bigger square like this. So the angles are congruent, corresponding angles. Like if I were to label this A, B, C, and D, F, G, H, and J, and they're both kind of pointed the same direction, yeah, we could say angle A is congruent to angle F, B lines up with J, so on and so forth. Right? D and H, C goes with J. Yeah, so that works. If we have corresponding sides that are congruent, okay, so that's C. I'm going to question mark that. Let me see what D looks like. Sticking with my squares. So I'm going to draw my square. I'll even label it A, B, C, and D. But if I need my sides to be congruent, well, guess what that means? My sides, if they're congruent, that means they're equal. That means I just drew the exact same shape again, which means these two are congruent. So the only one that really works is going to be C, and that's what similar means. Same shape, but different size, and they have matching or congruent angles, and your answer here is C.